Hey there, it's Bernardo, and you're watching Vibe Code Me. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a tool that, while I thought was interesting at first, I didn't consider for this channel because it was mainly developed, as I understand, as a graphical user interface, more akin to something like Claude Desktop or ChatGPT. And the tool is Goose. And the reason why we're going to take a look at Goose now is because now they have a CLI that is more focused on the coding aspect. It could do code before. Goose always could have done that. They had like MCP support and a bunch of other things, but the experience from my far away understanding was not necessarily for running in a specific project. It was more of this kind of like uh, app in your computer, slightly different focus. And this threw me off a little bit, but I decided I'm going to give it a try today. And yeah, so Goose is developed by the folks at Block, the company behind Square, Cash App, and others. It is fully open source, supports multiple, even like local LLMs, like from Olama or whatever you want to run. I likely, as you know, probably going to use a GLM coding plan because I've been using that for all the things that I can bring my own keys because I have a good plan over there. But yeah, so you can install, as you see, a Goose Desktop and a Goose CLI. We're going to install both soon. And yeah, I just want to take a look. I want to see how one can use Goose for coding. I'm going to take a look at the desktop app as well because there are some interesting things for creating projects over there. But I think we're going to be mostly looking at the CLI. So let's jump ahead and let's install it. Okay, so to install Goose, you have, again, two options, and I'm going to install both. You have Goose Desktop that is available on Homebrew, and you have Goose CLI that is also available on Homebrew. So I'm going to install, I think probably it's like Goose Desktop. So let's check. I will bring up brew. I'm going to do brew search Goose. Okay, so we do have Block Goose and Block Goose CLI. So I believe these are the two ones. Oh, I'm so silly. It says right here. So okay, yeah. Brew install Cask Goose and Goose CLI. I don't think I need to pass Cask anymore, so I'm just going to install both of them. Brew install Block Goose and Block Goose CLI. Okay, so this is installing. Okay, this is the Goose desktop app, and this is the CLI. All right, so I guess I can do Goose, and this is the CLI. All right, and we have Goose, the app. And open. Okay, so there's a. What is Tetrate Agent Router? Okay, I guess it's like something like Open Router. Tetrate Router. Yeah, so this is, I guess, like Open Router. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use, let's see if they have Z.AI here. They don't have Z.AI by default here, but I guess we can add a custom provider. I'm going to check the docs. Coding plan, Goose, yeah. All right, so I'm going to go to, I can just click here, API keys. Create a new API key. I'm going to call this Goose. And I'm going to use the same key for both. Okay, so, all right, you're going to use, they recommend entropy compatible. So I'm going to create new provider, entropy compatible. API URL is going to be this. And yeah, model is going to be GLM 4.6. Yeah, I'm gonna add GLM 4.6 and GLM 4.5 Air and GLM 4.5V. And yeah, I'm gonna get the API key. And the reason why I'm adding the 4.5V as well is just so we do have. It is using lower key, so I'm gonna use it as well. I never know when. But the reason why I'm adding GLM 4.5V as well is because I want to see if they have. Oh, that's the token. I'm gonna reset anyways. So that's gonna be z.ai. Oh, okay. I was like, where did it went? Okay. All right. Okay, so I have to launch with the model. Okay. Yeah, the reason I'm gonna do this is because I likely want to do. Let's see if I can send. What is this image? Oh, now I'm unsure. So this is the tool. Interesting. So I don't think this sent through. Yeah, I'm not. Okay, I'm confused. I'm not sure if the image went to Goose or if sorry through to GLM or if it was just on this MCP path. Okay, I digress. I'm gonna change back to 4.6. I think it's gonna be the main one I'm gonna be using. Okay, so I can select like a project, I guess. Okay, yeah. So I think I could code things through this. Yeah, but as you see, it's more of like this chat interface. I think this is more like an alternative to Cloud Desktop or something like that. That being said, it does have some interesting things that I saw. I Yeah, okay, can use to control the computer. Oh, we can. There are multiple extensions. Okay. Is this like an MCP tool? There's Goose hints. Okay. Yeah, let's go to the CLI. I think the CLI is going to be a more familiar experience because I think that's going to be. Oh, that's a cool thing. I can have schedule tools. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna give the desktop app a try. Yeah, but I'm going to close that and I'm going to come here and do Goose configure. Ah, okay. So it seems that it shares the. Yeah, so I think it already shares. Okay, so it stores the API key in the keychain, which means let me open a real terminal. So if I do Goose, yeah. So because it uses the keychain, I always have to type my password to get the API key. Kind of annoying, but yeah, whatever. There's probably a way. I would love to integrate maybe with one password. That would be cool. Um, who are you? Okay, let's see. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, let's see the guides. CLI. How to configure MCP? All right, so it seems a little bit like cumbersome, but yeah. So this doesn't have a lot of like modes or whatever that we saw in other places. What is this project about? Yeah, so this is a project for my homepage. I was playing around with it, so I'm just checking. Uh, is the one here? This website here? Oh, I need to update this about me though. But yeah. Okay, so we can see all the two calls. Yeah, but I have this feeling already that this will be more like either. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have all the. It's not designed the way all the other tools are designed, which might be good or bad. Yes. It is definitely agentic. It does a bunch of things, explore stuff, and yeah, did some tool calls. I don't seem to have a lot of like control over what I can send, what I can see. And now I wonder like what would be the benefit of using Goose CLI over the web. Why I thought Goose CLI was more like open code or whatever. And it doesn't seem like it. Hmm. Okay, so yeah, so to add MCP servers, you use Goose configure. Okay. Tutorials. Let's take a look. Isolated development environments. What is container use MCP? Okay, this is an interesting MCP server. Okay, I saw this thing, Goose Web App Development. So Goose had I think it was Goose that I saw like a really nice demo of it generating code. I have one question. If I open Goose, okay, so the sessions. So this is cool. The sessions are shared between the CLI and the UI here. I'm thinking about how this can yeah, okay. Yeah, I think an interesting thing is that because this is shared, I can start something in the CLI, then I can come here and I can see the whole history with this nice, UI. So I think this is already an interesting thing. And it does have some interesting like first party tools, like analyze path, and it gives me stats. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Let's see if it has support for agents MD. Agents MD. You're providing hints to plan. Okay. So okay, they call it hints. Uh, okay, so by default, it looks for the agents MD and then Goose hints, kind of like cursor rules. But you can also set an environment variable and make it load from other places like call.md. So I think we can make this work. And why is it that okay? If I resume this, I just realized that the history was not the same thing as the actual chat. Okay. Okay, so here I can tag things. So this is a little bit better. I can do like Docker file. Why there's no clear indication? Okay, and just paste the whole thing. Check if we can make it better. Yeah, so this seems kind of like wild. Like there's not a lot of controls. And it created this improved version. That's interesting. Can I open like a terminal here? Okay. So I guess I can do improved. I don't know why it went uh, back on the version. But yeah, okay, so it can do writes, and yeah, I don't have high hopes for this, honestly, for coding. So I guess we can just start and try to do this agent, this session with this agent here. For the extensions, I'm gonna see if I can configure. Okay, add custom extension. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to add the MCP servers, but I think that should be fine. Yeah, let's see how just this it is installation. Okay. I just want to test this computer controller. A little bit scary, but open my Arc browser and go to youtube.com/. Okay, I need to give extra permissions. Wait a second. Try again. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, but this is scary. Let me turn this off. Yeah, okay. I don't understand what this auto visualizer is. Um, home. Give me how many start givers I have in my repositories in GitHub. Okay, loaded 5 extensions. Okay, this is scary. Like it's loading everything. Don't do that. How can I cancel this tool call? It's gonna take forever. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna go to history and then delete. Okay, you can import a session. Yeah, the tool call is going crazy. My computer is. Okay, I'm gonna need to close this. Yeah, wait a second. I'm gonna have to make sure this stops. But yeah, let's jump straight into project setup, and and let's try to do something with it. All right, so for project setup, as usual, I'm gonna clone this, create new repository. I'm gonna call this Expensify Goose. All right, I will clone the repository. Yes, I want to clone that. Okay. npm install. By Goose. I make this bigger. Clear. I start with Goose CLI. All right. Yeah, I wish I. Yeah, let me close this. So what we're gonna do, first we're gonna put this as agents.md. Agents.md. I'm going to, I'm gonna synchronize everything. And I want to do Goose configure, add extension. Okay, command line extension. By the way, let me npm install as well. Command line extension. This is going to be Prisma, and it's going to be npm exec Prisma MCP. I'm going to put 300. I don't even know. Okay, I think 60 seconds is probably a good timeout. Manages the application database using Prisma. No. Okay, so that's the thing. This configuration seems to be global. So let's see if we can. Okay, I'm gonna cp.env. I'm gonna do, .ps. I think I need to verdant. Docker compose down. Pop d. Docker compose .d. And I'm gonna do Goose. I think I can click on always allow, and that means next time. Yeah. Okay, so is the database migrated already? Yeah, okay, so yeah, nice. It is used. So yeah, you can access the MCP tools. Yeah, my main issue is that it's hard to pass context, but I guess because the add thing just passes the full path. I guess I can just pass the full path whenever I want, or the relative path, and let it decide which things to load. Yeah, okay. Other than that, let me add it again. So Goose configure. Add extension, command line extension. That's going to be LSP. That's going to be MCP language server dash dash workspace dot dash dash LSP TypeScript language server dash 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 stdio. I don't even know. Diagnostics for language diagnostics, whatever. No. Okay, so I want to open Goose now. Yeah. Okay, so this thing failed to load because I'm on the wrong path. But I guess if I change this, is there a way like... Oh, it does support ACP. Okay, that's interesting. I can run Goose as an ACP server. But if I go here to history and I come here to this, click resume, this is gonna open. Yeah, I still failed to load. Yeah, so this doesn't load properly here. Yeah, so the two calls only work on the CLI. So let's do, okay, use web. So they seem to also have a web interface. Not sure if that's gonna work. Use web. Something's not right. Toggle extensions. Let's toggle this off. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I probably was trying to load the two and it was not working. Okay, but do they have a nice web interface? I mean, it doesn't do a lot more than, what we already had. Okay, but now what I'm interested is just checking if I can run this on Z. Yeah, sorry, let me just open Z here. Okay, so did someone set this up already? No, okay. So I'm gonna go to agents, agent server, okay, config, settings. And I'm gonna search for agent servers, yes. And I'm gonna add Goose, and that's gonna be command, gonna be Goose, and args, it's gonna be ACP, and end is gonna be that. So now I can open a new thread, new Goose thread, and I can try to, what does vitess.config do? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, I now want to see if I open Goose again. History. Yeah, so that doesn't show up under history when it runs through ACP. Goose dash dash help session list. Goose ACP dash dash help. Yeah, so it seems that the ACP doesn't save the history. But yeah, you can use Goose through this. Who are you? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so cool. It does support ACP. We're not going to be using that because, yeah, we lose a lot, especially resuming sessions. Okay, I think this should be good enough. Yes. So if we use the CLI, we can enable. So we can do Goose configure and toggle extensions, and I think we can, for example, enable LSP toggle extensions. Goose. Yeah, maybe it doesn't work that well. Yeah. Okay, I guess. Okay, I have to first toggle it and then I can remove. Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna do this. And yeah. This will be deleted and we can project setup. And we should be ready to start coding. Alright, let's jump into that. Alright, so we're gonna start by sending this prompt here. And because we don't even have I don't even have the like at context passing thing, I'm just going to do Goose and I'm gonna just send this. How do I stop? Can I press ask to stop? No, I can't. Okay, honestly, I'm just gonna let it do everything and then I'm gonna correct. Let's take a look at the files. Okay, a few things. One, we already have authentication properly set up. So J2, we need, let's not do database design all up front, and instead let's do DB, API, and UI together for each of the features so we can validate everything together. The other thing is missing the expense part, right? Yeah. 3, it is missing okay. 3, let's also plan policy resolution and expense submission and review workflows. Interesting. Like it went to test like 13, 14, then 16. I'm confused. Okay, let me. Do I have like an index? Okay, that's interesting. Okay. Delete all test files and create them from scratch. Create them from scratch as the plans are mixed together now. Yeah, I have the feeling this is going to be another of these videos that I'm going to call it like right in the beginning. I mean, it's split into multiple tasks, like models, APIs, UI, which is fine, I guess. I can just send like, hey, do this task and this task and this task. And I wish this thing. I feel I'm gonna need more coffee as well. And more sugar. Okay, I was going to ask to create this development plan. Where's the development plan? To make it easy to persist the plan across sessions, write a doc/roadmap.md with the plan overview. Roadmap. Okay. Yes, let's go. Yeah, let's start coding these tasks and just docs, plan, tasks. Okay. Yeah, let's start the first task. I'm gonna do 1, 2, and 3 probably together in the beginning, and then we jump to the other parts. Okay. Let's do task 1, but maybe we need to do 2 and 3 together this time, just so we use the same testing patterns as post.test.js, which is a good example on how to run tests. If we start by just removing post test one, we would lose that reference implementation approach. Yeah. In the meantime, let me create a header.env. Yeah, so I don't have a lot of expectations here. It doesn't seem as, I don't seem to have a lot of like control. But maybe their prompts and whatnot, and the tools that they have, this developer extension, maybe that has everything we need, and maybe this is gonna really perform well. I don't know. So yeah, it seems that this is literally just vibe coding. Like this is vibe coding plus, right? Like I don't even see what's going on. I'm just gonna review when it's done. So yeah, since I'm just gonna review when it's done, Uh, yeah, let me get some coffee. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I was making some tea for myself. All right, let's open localhost 2000. Okay, create new organization. Hmm, interesting. Click create new org. I get a 404. Okay, 1 second. Okay, sorry. I was picking up a call. Yeah, I feel like if your tool doesn't allow for more. Oh my god. Sorry, there's this fly running here and then it's driving me crazy. But yeah, I feel like if your tool is not like really good at like pair programming and give visibility of what it's doing and allow you to steer in the way, it needs to be really precise and do a really good job. Yeah, so maybe, yeah, maybe here I would recommend more something like, you know, Codex maybe. I think Codex is a good model, or Sonnet 4.5 than GLM 4.6. GLM 4.6 is great for this fast pair programming experience, but not necessarily for these fire and forget kind of flows. Oh, the tea is hot. So yeah, at least I bought some caramel. You want some caramel? Really good. Yeah, now the two calls are just, yeah, it's not doing the two calls correctly. A lot of work. Yeah, it always tries something and then do it again. That's an interesting way of doing forms in React. Getting the form data. Not sure I like it. I don't know. Is there like a. Do people do that? I normally always did like ignoring the form and just sending, like having some state. I mean, I do like this in a way that doesn't require any other state other than the state of the browser itself. Okay, he didn't remove the post. Yeah, let's try to run npm dev. Okay, my org. Create organization. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have this page here. Hmm. Which I guess, if we go to organizations. But yes, again, spec driven, right? I didn't did a good spec. But let's see what I have here. Okay, get, invite user, and get members. So I created a bunch of things here, but it didn't. Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, so right now, I mean, this is fine. Okay, I don't like this too much, but I don't want to waste too much time on here. How do I compact the context though? Oh, there's no context compaction. Let me see. Use context compaction. Is this default settings? Default. Okay, so it seems that it will prompt me to compact the context. Missing UI for building org and in org members and inviting users. Just as I said, it already is compacting. Okay. Yeah, but in the meantime, let me run the test pnpm test reset pnpm test run. What I mean pending invitations is can see Okay, it hallucinated. Let's go to organization TS. Yeah, let's do this then. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come here and do, yeah, I've done that so many times that include organization through, and I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna return role membership role membership organization. All right. Yeah, now we have a bug somewhere else. Oh, the quality is really bad. Okay, so this is at page line 158. Okay, so yeah, it imagined what I would imagine as well. So I'm gonna do that as well. So I'm gonna come here to get members. And like we're gonna have to update the tests, okay. So what I'm gonna do here, dot map, I'm gonna do role user, and I'm gonna return user role. Yeah, I need to schema membership. What the hell is this active? Okay, you know what? This is silly. I'm just gonna remove this. Okay, invite user, someone at example.com, not gonna work because that user doesn't exist. So if I come here, the localhost 2000, sign in someone at example.com, and go to localhost 8025, and I come here, sign in. Now I can send invite, and that one, if I go to /organizations, I can view organization and I can't invite, but I can see the members. Okay. So I'm gonna do pnpm type check. Yeah, so page 180. Uh, 228. $250. Yeah, that should go as well. It hallucinated a bunch of weird stuff. Active. Yeah, okay, this is weird. Organization test. So I'm going to replace m.user.with m. npm type check, npm test, and npm check. That's going to have some lint errors, likely. Yeah, so I'm going to go page.tsx, page.tsx, 100, 185, 233, 263. Okay, and now we're gonna go to create page 74, and that's gonna be a pause, and we're gonna go to test yes and 3. Yeah, so this is not used, this is not used, and that's gonna be the same. Same in post test. Let's. Oh, actually, I can delete this whole thing here. Organization test. I'm gonna go to line 125 and invitation. Okay. Organization TS routers 125. Okay, and go to config, and that's line 42, and we just do this. All right. Okay, I think we have test 1 done. I had to do much more than I expected, but yeah. Hit test 1 done. All right, great. Had to fix a few things, but now it is fine. Let's go to the next tasks. Yeah, now we just wait. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so this is running in the background, and I was taking a look at Goose, and I just realized that in the UI here, we can actually have a fine-grained control. Like we can, yeah, the default mode is autonomous, but we can come here and do manual or smart. And I guess like with the manual, I'm not sure exactly what is the difference between manual or smart, because they seem to have the same options. But yeah, we can For example, come here. I don't know how, like, where it reads the files. Maybe read file is some other tool. But yeah, so maybe there's an option in Goose. Okay, what if I do Goose configure, Goose settings? Okay. Yeah, okay, so we can change it here. Yeah, okay, so smart approve everything that is, everything like just reading and whatnot is, so I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna do the next task with this mode. Yeah, and I wanna see how it is the approval of like writing to a file, for example. Yeah, let's just test to see if things work. Okay, add category, my category, another. Yeah, so far so good. Let's delete. Okay. That's interesting. Why is not showing up? Oh, I have some. Okay. Yeah, because it was running full auto, I guess it has rep next. Yeah, we do have some servers running. Yeah, honestly, we have a bunch of servers running. Q-9. Yeah, I'm gonna queue all of those. Okay, let's try to delete the category now. Yeah, there's an issue here, and I can see the issue. Yeah, I guess with the PNPM check, I'm gonna have all these issues highlighted to me. Yeah, that's a bunch of weird stuff. Yeah, okay. So let's go to category management. 192. That's gonna be this. Let's go to 229, and that's gonna be. Okay, let's go to PNPM, type check. Let's focus on that first. Oh, have a lot of issues. Yeah, it's just hallucinating a lot. Category test. It's mocking the database. That's not what I want to do. I'm just going to, yeah. It is an interesting thing. It is like, I almost did it right, but then it decided to mock stuff. Okay. Yeah, DB just needs to be imported here. PNPM type check. I guess we're gonna have much fewer. Let me just make this smaller. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask Goose to fix it. Um, have a lot of type check errors in the generated files. Fix them. Yeah, but yeah, the performance has been really bad. So this goes with one thing that I've been thinking about. So if you have a good agent, you can get along with an average model, which is why I think GLM is so compelling for for root code or open code or Crush because those are good agents and this is a really cheap and fast, really fast model. However, if you're using with something like Either or this thing here, yeah, I don't think it's that good. So I think for this, all of those, you're likely going to be better off with a smarter uh, model. Yeah, I think a good agent makes up for an average model. That's my take. Yeah, this is hard to know exactly what it's doing, and I doubt that the experience of approving this will be much better. I'm gonna test it, but yeah, it's gonna be a similar problem to what I had. I think with I think it was Kimi CLI. Like it was really hard to see what the file was. So I cannot approve. So it's better to just let it approve automatically and then review as a PR and treat this more as a kind of like background agent kind of flow. Yeah, but then I think about like what is the value? Like if it did not bring in a great like experience. Although I see myself using Goose as a chat interface a lot. I can see myself like the not the for this coding part, but for general like computer usage, or maybe I'm thinking about a new product, maybe connecting to, yeah, just like I use Cloud Code. I see. I think that's a good thing. Like it's I think I see myself using that for what I would use Cloud Code, sorry, Cloud Desktop. Give some access to some of my stuff. Let's see how this is progressing by just coming here and running this. Oh, they just deleted the whole test file? Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. Okay, let me stop. What you want here is that you want create TRPC, create TRPC context, and okay, maybe I can do this and do export type return type of return type. So this now I think is a promise. So that's going to be resolved. Resolved. Isn't that resolved? Okay, I always forget. TypeScript resolved type. I'll wait it. Okay, I'll wait it. Sorry, this now should be yes. Nice. If not context of session, through new URL. Yeah, same thing here. And now we should be able to npm type check. Yeah, I fixed it for you. I mean, now I need to create the damn test again. Yeah, really bad, honestly. Yeah, we need tests. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do... How do I resume again? Session dash help. List session resume dash session ID. And okay, I'm gonna do Goose configure. I'm gonna go Goose settings. Goose mode. I'm gonna go into smart approve mode, and I'm gonna do this. The test file for category and data being removed. We need to create it again. It's not for category, sorry. For what is the thing? Yeah, for category, yeah. Okay. Yes, okay. Always allow view. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I can see, and because I can't go to category test is there. Oh, actually, that thing was approved automatically. Oh, it's because okay, so the tool is text editor. I'm gonna have to try again. But okay, at least we can approve the commands, which I think is already a good thing. But again, you cannot say, "Hey, I'm always approving the whole thing." Like I say, always allow the tool call. All commands are gonna be allowed. So yeah, you either go really, really, permissive, or you go really, really restrictive. So yeah, npm test. I don't know why. I mean, why do we already have the policy thing? Yeah, this just went too. Yeah, this is too bad. I'm gonna stop. Honestly, I think I know everything that I need to know about it. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I don't think this is good. Yeah, I don't think I want to waste too much time here. Yeah. In the meantime, I'm gonna open a new session. It'll be Goose. Write an essay on flowers and AI robots taking over the world. Okay. Sorry. Write it to essay.md. Yeah, I want to see how the tool. Oh, okay. When I did the okay, okay, that's not great. Yeah, yeah. So the thing was a global configuration. Write a poem to poem.md. Yeah, but it's not great to see the result anyway. So yeah, and then if I come here, yeah, I do have the essay.md, and I can delete this. But yeah, as you can see, it's hard to review. So why would you even bother with approving or not approving? Yeah. Hmm. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we should waste too much time here. I think it was a good test. But I don't think this provides with any like novel thing. I think the UI, the Goose UI, this is interesting. Uh, but yeah, I think there's a lot of better options for actually coding. That is hard to recommend this honestly for that purpose. Okay, because the interface seems interesting. The like scheduler, I think so. I think the desktop app is an interesting thing. I don't think Goose UI is like okay. It might be an interesting thing for other tests that are, but not like necessarily genetic coding, just because you normally want more fine grained control. PNPM type check, PNPM lint, yeah, allow. Okay, so I'm just gonna feed test two. Not even gonna, just gonna push. And I'm gonna call it a day. Gonna end this video a little bit shorter. I think we have everything we need to evaluate these things. So yeah, that's it for today. All right, closing thoughts about Goose specifically for coding. Um, I don't think it's a great. I don't think there's anything novel. I think it is much closer to something like Either than to something like Cloud Code, Open Code, Crush, all these other tools. So yeah, I don't think it brings anything like too novel, at least from what I could see, that made me excited about using it or replacing Open Code or Crush. So yeah, I don't think you should waste your time on that. However, I do think that, maybe as a personal assistant kind of agent can be an interesting thing. There's some nice built-in tools like the desktop controller. I mean, if you want to do this kind of like crazy stuff, I use agents mostly to code. And for that particular use case, yeah, I don't think is that good. Like, again, I think a good coding agent can do wonders with really simple models, which I think is why Cloud Code. Okay, honestly, even Gemini CLI with 2.5 Flash, I thought was really bad, but it was better than this, and I had better experience, better results with GLM 4.5 on some of like Open Code or whatever. So my point is, a good agent for coding with an okayish model is better than a bad agent, even with a perfect. So you have to compensate. So I guess if you want to bring your like OpenAI key or OpenAI key or your Claude key or whatever, or maybe run. Okay, if you want to run local models, maybe like a good local model, if you have like a beefy GPU. But even then, I still think that Open Code and Crush were better options. So yeah, I don't recommend for this purpose. But the UI is interesting, and the extension thing was interesting. The settings were okay, but I think that my main grip with that was that everything felt too global. I had some issues with stuff using NCP as a global configuration, but here even which tools you allowed to call were global. I was in one session, I said, "Hey, allow this tool," and then I opened the other session. My expectation was the allowances would be reset, and they were still there because everything is global here. So yeah, so I don't think this is designed for more like multiple projects and whatnot. So that's why I think maybe this could be interesting for more of a personal agent, maybe. But yeah, for these things I still prefer just opening Claude Desktop or opening OpenAI, you know, ChatGPT Desktop. I still prefer using those for my personal assistant flows. So it's hard. It's a hard sell for me. It's a hard sell. But if you want to, use GLM as a open assistant, I think this is still one of the best experiences. But I do pay for Claude and for ChatGPT. So for me, it's not worth it. but that is the desktop app. So yeah, so that's it. I don't think it for coding the CLI is worth it, and that's it. I think I see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed. Please, 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 if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, consider subscribing to the channel. That will help a lot. And if you like this video, leave a like down below. If you want to ask me to do anything or just want to say something, a comment is also highly appreciated. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.